If you knew that he had 2 and 3 other kids with other women and he wasn't there for them, you thought your kitty was so good that it was going to make America great again, that he was just going to stay with you? Let's be real. I'm going to keep it 100. Sweet tea with you, 2 doses of the truth. Thank you for joining me. Today, we're going to be talking about labels. Yes, something you've all heard, like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Chanel. What about them J's? True Religion, Michael Kors, even the red bottoms. All types of labels. There are some of us that won't even wear a purse or shoes if it's not a Nike, if it's not a Coach. But I want to talk about a different label. I want to talk about labels that you allow other people to label you. Like less than, like not enough, mediocre. I can't understand for the life of me why a woman would wear a purse who has someone else's name on it, and it has to have a label, even if it's a knockoff, when she is not concerned about the label that the man that she's with is giving her. When you're shacking up, what type of label is that? When you're having a baby for a man that has not committed and said, hey, I want you to be my wife or to have my last name, then you sign up to be a label of baby mama. The same for a man. You have children. You're not an active father. So you allow people by your actions to label you a deadbeat. You would take a label of convict, a criminal, thug. Sometimes certain labels you have no control over, but there are a lot of labels that you do. I am trying to understand why you are not taking care of your responsibility. And the same goes for the woman. Some of you signed up to be single mothers because if he didn't say that this was forever and prove it, you signed up for that. If you knew that he had 2 and 3 other kids with other women and he wasn't there for them, you thought your kitty was so good that it was going to make America great again, that he was just going to stay with you? Let's be real. I'm going to keep it 100. Stop allowing yourselves to be labeled things you don't want to be. That's what we're doing. We're allowing ourselves to take whatever label society wants to give us. You have more to do with your life and how it turns out than to let other people dictate it to you. Stop it with the labels. We started too early, even with our young children going to school. Oh, if he doesn't have new Jordans and she doesn't have this, or if it's not Nike, then they can't wear it. Why they can't? They can't even spell Jordan. They're not succeeding in school. You are failing them. And this is why, again, you are allowing your children to be labeled. We have to do better than the things that we continue to see this pattern going and going. Another thing, I'm trying to figure out why every time I'm walking in a store, I always got to see a young man's underwear. What the hell is going on? Pull your goddamn pants up. And the thing about it is, what bothers me is that I hear so many men and women talking about these young men and women and how they're dressed and inappropriate that they're dressed. They your goddamn kids. These your damn kids that's out here with the goddamn drawers showing. And they ain't even clean and cute drawers. I'm like, get it together. Stop it. Stop allowing people to label you as ratchet, as thugs, as nothing. We have to do better. And it starts with not the children, but we have to hold ourselves accountable as parents. We have to do better when it comes to that. So take a look and do a self-evaluation of how you have allowed people to label you. And then see how you're going to change that label. Create the label that you want on you. And stop finding so much value in everything else that somebody else is putting out. Put out good stock, you receive good stock. Let me tell you, and I'm going to tell you the truth. Since the Trayvon Martin thing happened, I knew then that I was not going to wear another label for any designer. If you cannot support the same cause that I'm supporting, then I'm sorry. I am not going to allow my hard-earned money to continue to perpetuate the situation that I don't believe in. See, when you have designers that are saying, hey, I am going to contribute funds to a defense that I don't believe in, then as a grown woman, I have to know I got to step away from that label. Who I am and my integrity means more than that. You will never see me with someone else's name on my back. I don't care if it is a knockoff. That person is still getting credit for that. Know that we have to do better. The other thing is, I want to bring up really quick, was I did a post in regard to the Starbucks coffee issue. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go and do a little research. I understand that we all have ways that we look at certain things, and some things can come off wrong, and no one can tell me that there's still an underlining, and now not even an underlining, of racism in this country in which we live in. And it's on both parts. So please don't get me wrong. It's on both parts. But it's hard for me to believe that any two other men other than African American men would have been arrested in that Starbucks. So the other day I posted under Sweet Tea with G, and I wanted people to really tell me how you felt. Because right now I have a bitter taste in my mouth about coffee. So that's why I'm just going to continue to sip on my goddamn tea. But in regard to that, I had someone who I love everybody's opinion. I do. I like to have someone to give me a different way of looking at it. And one of the great things that they brought up was that the owner of Starbucks sent this letter and apologized and was saying, oh, they're so sorry, and asked me, did I read it? And they also wanted to know, did I know that they were going to shut the store down to give training to their staff? Oh my goodness, that is remarkable. But some about that didn't make me feel warm and fuzzy. I'm going to put it to you like this. If your husband cheated and he wasn't caught, he's still fucking her. But when he's caught, even though he was wrong, you're going to get her an apology. What I mean by that is, when it's out in the light, you do everything to try to make it good, knowing that it was wrong from jump. Put a little different perspective on it. I'm just saying, if you still want to buy your latte, that's up to you. But I'm going to start supporting people who support me. Until Maxwell House come up and said they don't want it to be good until the last drop, I'm going to put 2 creamers in that and 2 doses of the truth and sip on that along with my tea. That's Sweet Tea with G. Remember, stop letting people label you. Pick the label you want to wear.